フルカウンター
Alright lads, welcome back to the Grand Cross video, and before we start, gotta say if you're new to subscribe, we are doing Grand Cross content every single day, and I'm not really feeling too well. I said it a few times in my last few videos now, so I may sound a little bit different, or if you are new, this is not what I normally sound like. Kind of sound like I have a blocked nose a bit, just to let you know I'm not well, but still I want to get on and talk about this update, because it's quite important. I saw a lot of people comment yesterday about what's the best gear for Emilia and all other characters, so I'm going to make a dedicated video on it. But before we start, I want to say something because I didn't really elaborate. I'll go into more detail tomorrow about it, but I want to say it now because it's still kind of fresh. We are getting final boss Derry and Speed, and I never realized it, but they actually are the Enduro outfits, like they kind of based on the Enduro form. You can kind of see Derry has a claw, which is what she does when she transforms. She's like a little tail at the back as well. And then Speed, honestly, I've not really seen it too much. The hair, yeah, fair enough, the hair, and then maybe the taint on his his body, like he's kind of purple a bit. I think it kind of suits his Enduro form. But honestly, looking forward to it. These outfits are nasty. I wasn't a big fan of it when I first saw it, but I actually do love it now, the fact they are based on the Enduro form. So, without further ado, let's jump into the main part of the video, and that is, what is the best gear sets for the ReZero units? Gonna go in quite a little bit of detail, because I did realize most people who watch these videos, or even if they're watching it now, or like maybe it just gets a little bit more attention than usual, or maybe they just start because of ReZero. There's a lot of people who still don't fully understand the main part of the game, or even the gear aspect, and I'm gonna go into a little more detail in case someone is new or someone doesn't fully understand it, and to go into a little more detail, right? So let's just jump in. So starting off, we're gonna go over to Rem, because I think she's the most important one. She can kind of be mixed between two, but I think it's safe to say whenever you build up Rem, is to give her attack defense, not attack crit. Now, the main reason why, and you'll see it is a massive importance for all the ReZero units, is CC. Top tier PvP, when you do have everyone maxed out, if you literally, you can start second by like 100 CC. It's so important to get that little bit of like extra CC, and I'll show you an example right now of how important defense over crit damage gear is, right? So if you look at this, Lolly Merlin right now is 53k CC, right? That's quite high, and that's because she does have attack defense. But if I end up switching out and putting on my higher defense set, but it's obviously crit, so it's not defense, you can see my CC will drop down by 3k. Boom, 49. So you lose 3k CC, and trust me, that's so important when you're trying to start first. Like, there's a lot of times where I lose CC because I lose by like 100 CC, like 2 or 3k. So defense makes a massive importance, and not to mention Rem herself is obviously a damage dealer. Yes, she's gonna crit, but she actually does so much damage anyway. You don't really need her to crit like how Lolly Merlin is, really. Even Lolly Merlin, you can go, I think I might go defense because I really do need that CC. But obviously you think, oh, she increased her attack rate stats, she wants to crit, she's a crit character, but her crit chance is so high anyway, and she does a lot of damage regardless. You don't need it. And not to mention, she is red, so she has that unfortunate side that, well, the one does exist, and the one can one banger in one hit if she doesn't have defense on. So without defense, Rem can die very, very easy, and that's not one thing you want for a damage dealer. Thankfully, she can heal, but overall, seriously, lads, you got to give her the defense. And once again, one massive important thing for few of the ReZero units is the fact that they don't have full cosmetics. So even if you have HP defense, max everything, right, you still lose a little bit of CC because you do not have max costumes and the headpiece and the weapons. So that's why it's quite important to get just a little bit extra CC to start first, because starting first is kind of like the decision if you win or lose. Okay, so to quickly go over her roles and what to give her actual gear, her substats is simple, just HP down here. So if you change it, it is the HP one, not anything else, just HP, full HP. And the second one, you want to give her full defense because once again you want to survive. And then the top one, probably full attack, but if you want to spice up, maybe you get a good roll like what I did, where you get maybe like 6% crit damage. Maybe you want to keep it on, but you got to remember, if you do crit damage, you are going to lose some CC because you when you do increase your attack, it does give you more CC than you were if you were to do crit damage. So it's kind of important to give her full attack, but you know, you can spice up a little bit with full like maybe like 1 or 2 rolls of crit damage. But that's kind of up to you. If you are noticing you're starting a second more often, maybe like 100 CC, then maybe you'll probably switch over to just full attack. But yeah, that is it for Rem. Moving on to Emilia, and she is a little bit of a confusing one because her ultimate kind of tricks people a little bit. I saw people comment yesterday about it, but simple, full HP defense, and the rolls too, same thing, HP defense, max everything. The main reason why is because she's a support character, she's not a DPS. That being said, though, when you do get a 6-6, 5-6, it may be 4-6, she does turn into a nuke, right, with her ultimate. But even still, you want the HP defense. And like I did say before, massive importance on CC here. If you do not start first, you could lose. And if you get out CC by your opponent and they have Emilia, then they're going to freeze yours and you can't do nothing for basically nothing, right? So this skill here, it's not a damage skill. You don't need attack. This skill here does damage, but the main damage comes from the remaining HP. So that does not correlate to your actual attack. So no matter what, really, you are doing the same amount of damage with this skill if you have HP defense or if you have attack defense. Yes, you do more damage with the initial like burst like damage you get for doing damage towards the character, but the main DPS from this is remaining HP. So yeah, overall, her skills don't do it. And not to mention, she does have this skill here, or at least a passive, where she does she freezes someone if they attack her twice in one turn, which is, you know, she's going to survive 2 hits basically. And against, you know, green meta right now with Lolly Merlin, with Ram and Assault Melee, if she doesn't survive 2 hits, she doesn't freeze them and she dies, and then the whole passive is ruined. So overall, straight away, HP defense, no question about it. And not to mention, well, I think I've said it already, she is missing some weapons and cosmetics too. So already, like, she's gonna lose quite a bit of CC. You want to get as much as possible. So HP defense, even if yours is 1-6, you want to start first to freeze, and that's kind of her main role, right? Okay, moving on to Ram. She is my favorite, to be fair. Like, I actually really like her. So the main reason why is because she has this thing here. She has 5 weapons. So already her CC is gonna be the highest of every collab character. So straight away, boom, HP defense. Not to mention her passive works in the sub slot, and she doesn't do damage either way. So already you want to give her full HP defense. As you can see, I did give her full Uargia as well, and her CC is quite high, man. And considering I'm missing 1 ultimate level, and I'm not even like fully maxed her rolls out yet, she's gonna get up there. So that's quite important, like I did say, always with the ReZero characters, and more or less PvP entirely. You want to start first. She does absolutely nothing most of the time in the 4th slot, because you may win most of the time with Emilia and in Lolly Merlin, or whatever team you're using. So there's no reason to give her attack defense, because, you know, you want to start first. You want to get more CC. And if it wasn't clear already, HP defense gives more CC than attack defense. So just, yeah, it's quite self-explanatory. Not to mention her skills. This does Rupture. Honestly, this only really used to do damage towards a little shield, just to get rid of it. And in this skill, here's a stun. Once again, not any damage, really. Even her ultimate. Yes, mine's 5-6. It will be 6-6 soon, tomorrow. Yeah, it may do like 100k, but even if you give her attack defense, she's not wiping it with this ultimate. Her whole point is to do that damage, AoE, and then lower the attack-related stats. So, like, straight away, her kit is just screaming support. You want to give her HP defense. And then her 4 rolls, if I did say already, straight away, just the same thing as last time. Attack, defense, and HP. Okay, so moving on to the last character, we do have Beatrice. Now, Beatrice, I'm not gonna lie, isn't the most character I'm fully familiar with, because, to be fair, she's not the greatest, so I didn't really build her up too much on my JP account. Even now, I'm not really gonna mess around too much with her, which is a shame, because, you know, if you watch the anime Season 2, she might be one of my favorite characters, especially that, the Choose Me scene, if you know what I'm talking about. Unreal stuff, right? So, her whole kit is to do damage, and then lifesteal, but she doesn't do damage. So you probably think, okay, you want to go attack defense, which you may want to do, to be fair, because her passive does increase her HP related stats by 10% for each, well, I guess by 5% for each unknown, but it goes up to 10 because you can only have 2 characters. Honestly, it's not the greatest. Yes, you want to do damage, and when I was using that ungeared, really, I could only use a tier 3 skill of her to do actual, like, to lifesteal quite a bit back. As you can see, it's a massive jump here from 60 to 100. Bro, lads, being real, you shouldn't give a Uargia anyway, but if you want to, you may want to go attack defense or attack lifesteal, but you're going to lose quite a bit of CC. I do think her only use is probably in Guild Wars, and also was it the new Guild Boss and JP. At that point, on Guild Boss, you want to get as much CC as possible and much HP, so you may want to give her HP defense or HP lifesteal. But for Guild Wars, bear in mind, Guild Wars is 4v4, I believe, so she does more damage and lifesteals more anyway, because she does 4 people. You're not really going to get that experience on 3v3 PvP. So I think the best set for her might just be HP defense, lads, honestly. Maybe, I don't know, honestly, I'm not too sure. Definitely do leave some comments below about what you think the best gear is for her, and I'll pin you if I do think it's the best or right answer, I guess. We'll see. I just see Morelli gave her attack lifesteal, but to be fair, you can only really do that if you have her built out, like 46-6, full cosmetics. Like I did say before, CC is a matter of importance in this game. So if you ain't got her cosmetics, if you don't have her fully built up with like 6-6, you may want to give her CC just to compensate for that missing cosmetics and the lack of CC, right? So yeah, maybe HP defense is the way to go. But boys, that is it. If it wasn't clear already about the positions of the gear, okay, so if it wasn't clear for the position of the, I guess, equipment, because some people may be confused by this, it doesn't matter where you put any of these equipment, as long as it is, for life and then for defense or iron wall. Just make sure you have the right set on, and not, it doesn't matter what you put. You can put like what, defense here, defense here, defense here, HP here, HP here. It doesn't matter at all, as long as you did max out the main stat. And yeah, that is it for the video. So hopefully you helped out, hopefully you enjoyed it, and let me know what you lot did. I already made a poll about what you summoned, but yeah, hopefully you had some good luck. I did get quite lucky. I got Ram 6-6, I got Rem 6-6, and I also got Emilia 6-6 too. Beatrice is 1-6, so I actually only pulled her twice, but I ended up trading her coin in to get deep for Rem. But yeah, overall I'm happy with the collab. Can't wait to use them again, and hopefully I feel better soon so I can actually do some more PvP videos and try out these guys, or girls I should say, in PvP and see what they can do, right? Because I didn't really test that out yet. So yeah, boys, thank you for watching, and peace.
封じられた魔力を元に戻さんとな。